Hi there and welcome along to another workout for you to row along to. And today's workout is all about speed. For a start, it's only 20 minutes long, so it'll be over quite quick. But we're going to be working on two things. We're going to be working on power and we're going to be working on generating speed from stroke rate. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to row 30 seconds light, low intensity, but then we're going to do 20 strokes a minute, full power from our legs for 30 seconds. Back to 30 seconds light intensity, then 30 seconds sprint. So that's a higher stroke rate and lots of power too. 30 seconds easy, 30 seconds power, 30 seconds easy, 30 seconds high rate. And we're just going to keep on doing that over and over until our 20 minutes are done. So you're basically going to get 10 reps of power and 10 reps of high stroke rate just mixed into each other. And this is the first time we're going to do it, which is why it's only 20 minutes long. But I'll warn you, I really like this row. So it's going to pop up a couple more times and it's going to be longer the next times that we do it. Okay? So before we get into this row, we're going to warm up for it first. We're going to do a 5-minute warm up just to make sure our bodies are working nice and fluidly. And we have to set up our machine first before we can even get into that. Now, in the Avaron, that means setting your resistance to wherever you want it to be. If you're using a Concept 2 in the Avaron app, set your drag factor to wherever you want it to be. For both of them, the guidance really is to set it to a point you get a nice feel from the stroke. You feel connected to the stroke, but you don't have to heave against it in order to get it moving. But at the same time, you're not just flapping backwards and forwards going, this feels like nothing. All right. On the Concept 2, I'd say maybe right about 130 drag factor, which on a clean machine is going to be around about a lever of 5. On Avaron, I'm going to be setting mine to 10 today, just to make sure that I'm not kind of overpowering and kind of, yeah, that's my kind of, who cares about me. Next up, let's move on to the foot stretcher height, the foot where your feet are in the foot stretchers. And I want you to set them to a point where you're able to come into the front of the machine with your shins vertical comfortably. If you're set too high, it can get a bit tough to get there. Your heels come up off the foot plates massively. If you're set too low, then your backside scoots away from you and you lose a bunch of power. That's really what it comes down to. Good ballpark here is that the strap covers the bottom lace on your shoe, which should cover the balls of your feet. So set it there and then adjust as necessary. Now it must be said, I've set mine 2 notches lower than I normally have today, just as an experiment to see what it feels like. Just to see what happens. I kind of say experiment with you as well, just find out what's right for you. You don't have to be like kind of rigid, right? Anyway, should we get into some rowing? Let's. So let's get into this 5-minute warm up. 20 strokes a minute, start off with a light intensity, just pushing enough with your feet that you can connect into your hands, okay? Here we go then, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend 1 minute at this light intensity, which is just, like I say, it's like standing up. Okay, it's as though you were just down in a squat position and standing up. So there's no real huge force going in here. All you're working on is the timing between your feet pushing into the machine and your hands connecting to the machine. That point where you feel the weight of the stroke, you feel you're turning the flywheel. You want that push and the connection to happen at the same time. And that can be helped by making sure that you tilt forwards over your hips, hinge forwards, and then straight arms too, okay? And they will really help with that timing because, well, you'll be closer to the front. And then after this stroke, I want you just to apply a bit more pressure. And over the course of the next 2 minutes, I want you to find an intensity that would feel 5 out of 10 effort. Feels the same as though you were walking up a constant flight of stairs where your breathing rate starts to climb, your heart rate starts to climb, and so you know that you are now exercising, but it still doesn't feel like hard work. Like you don't think, I'm not going to manage this. 2 minutes, you're not like breathing out of your ears. You should still be able to speak, possibly not sing, because when you're speaking you have to pause for breath, or you can pause for breath. When you're singing, you can't. That said, I mean, I'm only 2 minutes in and I'm already being diverted. My wife has started doing Taylor Swift training, which is when she goes out for a run and sings along to Taylor Swift songs. Because apparently that's how Taylor trained for her current tour, to be able to do all of her moves on stage and sing at the same time. So she could sing and row at the same time. Don't worry, apart from the odd Bon Jovi reference, I won't sing at you. Even if I am wearing Van Halen shorts today. Okay, sorry. In 3 strokes time, we're going to take 1 foot out, put it on the ground, and continue rowing. Unless you just want to keep going to make sure you're nice and warm, okay? If you want to make sure you're warm for today's row, just keep going. Otherwise, row with just the 1 foot strapped into the machine. And having this 1 foot strapped in, or having the other one out more like, helps with this forwards compression, because you don't have 2 legs stopping you from getting forwards. Let's move, swap feet, continue with the other one. And because even though we're rowing at the same stroke rate, this feels slower. And so you've got more time to think about this forwards tilt, or at least because you've got 1 foot on the ground, it will stop you from an excessive backwards tilt, which makes it easier to get into the forwards tilt. Okay, both feet back in, strap them up, legs straight, and row with your back and arms. Hinge back, pull in your arms. Hinge, pull, out with your arms, hinge forwards again. And do really think posture here. Try to be up on your sit bones rather than your lower back collapsed and rolled underneath you. Or at least your backside rolled underneath you. Right, 1 more here. Let's roll to the front, straight arms, forwards tilt, and just push out with your legs. Push. Work on the timing between your foot press and your hands connecting to the machine. But at the same time, work on the feeling of keeping your arms straight as you do this. You should be able to do this without having to bend your arms at all. This is all power from the legs. 1 more here, and as always, I finish with a big stroke, or full stroke. Let's not get above ourselves here. So, you keep on moving up and down the rail. Have a quick drink, of course, but keep on moving up and down to keep moving, to keep your heart rate up, ready for the start of today's main session, which I'm about to explain 1 more time. Okay then, so today's session is actually quite simple, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to mess it up at one point, I'm sure. What we're going to do is 30 seconds easy, followed by 30 seconds, 20 strokes a minute, full power from the legs. Then 30 seconds easy, then 30 seconds full speed in terms of high rate and also as much power as you can muster. 30 seconds easy, 30 seconds, 20 strokes a minute, blah, 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 blah. And that will be what we're going to continue to do for 20 minutes. Now I just have to remember that every odd number is going to be 20 strokes a minute and every even number is going to be high rate, and hopefully we'll get this right. Hopefully. All right, if you are ready to go, we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, when I say low intensity, I didn't really explain this, but I kind of figure you're going to be at that warm-up pace, okay? The walking up a flight of stairs, 5 out of 10, 20 strokes a minute, but it's entirely up to you. And in fact, if you need to stop to recover, you can. Don't do it too many times, but you can have a quick drink and stuff, but don't like plow through completely parched and in pain. Or suffering more, like not pain. Okay, 1 more stroke here, and let's take it up to full power. So, just 10 strokes, and I want you to push as hard as you can with the legs. And this should give you a really fast drive speed, and then you can keep a nice controlled recovery. 1 more here. Right, and back to that low intensity. Just let yourself recover. Find the intensity where you're not kind of going on board over these 30 seconds. Let yourself recover, but still row. I'm at 1:57 pace, right now. That'll do for my low intensity. Okay, and then 2 more strokes, and we're going to go up to maximum pace. Okay, so I really want you to sprint. Here we go. High rate, and then push hard with the legs. As you're doing so, that will help your rate and your speed. 10 seconds. This one feels longer. 2 more strokes. 1 more. And I've just realized already that my whole thing about odds is power and evens is pace is rubbish. I'm the other way around. Messed it up right from the beginning. But as long as I remember, it doesn't matter. Right, 2 more strokes, and we're going back into a power 10, okay? 1 more, you ready? Here we go, push. And this is where that forwards tilt and arms straight and holding them as you push is vital to get that power into the machine, but also to protect you from injury. 1 more. Whew. Back into easy rowing. Because with all like a maximum force stroke, you're putting a lot of force through your body. And so let it travel through with that forward tilt and straight arms rather than going through your lower back. Okay, 1 more. And then let's go sprinting. So my stroke rate, I'm 31 right now. Pace is 1:34. So that's what? 22 seconds faster than my low intensity. And let's take it back to nice and low intensity. Now that we've done 4 of them, hopefully you're beginning to respond to the point of this row. You're getting the power in, you're getting the speed up, and with any luck, it's getting harder to recover in between them. Let's take 1 more stroke. And we're back into power 10s. 20 strokes a minute. Connect at the front, push as your hands bite into the machine. And push the machine away with your legs. It's a good tip. Rather than thinking about pulling, think about pushing the machine away from you. 1 more. Take it easy for 30. Like I say, carry on connecting and putting some pace in, but you know you in terms of making sure you can recover well for the next interval. Just coming up after 2 strokes. 1 more, then high rate, high speed. What was that last time? 31 strokes a minute, 1:34 pace. And so that's what I want to try to match each time I do this. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Nice and easy. With any luck, these 20 minutes will absolutely fly by for you, because you're only ever looking ahead
to the next 30-second chunk. 2 more. 1 more. Back into that power. 20 strokes a minute. 10 strokes. Now, I'm 134 when sprinting and 138 right now. You don't have to worry about my actual speed, but hopefully the gap, last one, take it easy, the gap of around about 20 seconds is close to what you're getting. Depends. The way the RowAlong works, it's not quite a same scale as a Concept 2, so don't worry, as long as there's a big difference, that's all that matters. 2 more strokes, 1 more, and let's go sprinting. High rate, push hard with the legs. Make sure that as you connect, you feel like you're hanging off the handle, you're kind of bracing against the force from your legs. 1 more stroke. Which is the other reason that the forwards tilt is so vital, because it lets that power come up, your fingers hook over the handle, and then it's just the power bracing against the handle that puts the force into the machine. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Back to 20 strokes a minute, full power. You should really feel that high brace against the handle here, and it should continue through the stroke all the way to the back. 1 more, and back to easy. So where you brace against it and you feel the heavy weight of the stroke at the start, you continue that feeling of force against the handle as you pull it at the back of the stroke. You should feel like it's always the same amount of force. 3, 2, 1. Let's go fast. High rate, high power. And after this one, well, you know what time it is. Well, if you don't, you'll find out in 20 seconds. If you're struggling with a high rate, remember, get that handle away. Don't pause at the back. 1 more stroke. 10 minutes done. It's Bon Jovi time. We're halfway there. But hopefully, you're under control. You're not living on a prayer. Somebody sent me a message saying they knew John Bon Jovi and told him about this. I don't think that's likely, but it doesn't stop me going, oh, that's cool. 1 more stroke. Let's go back to power. 20 strokes a minute. Full force. Push with the legs. Continue that feeling of force from front to back. So brace, pull. Brace, pull. So you're not pulling at the front, you brace and you pull at the back. 1 more. Back nice and easy. Whew. I'm definitely feeling heart rate is up, breathing's up. These recoveries are just enough to get me into the next interval but they're getting tougher and tougher as we go through this workout. One more here, and it's back up to the high rates. You ready? Let's go. High rate, high power. The same speed you pull the handle in at, let it release from your chest. You're not throwing it away, still a smooth rhythm, but get it away. Don't hold it. One more. And even on these easy 30s, try and hold your rhythm and your flow. Even though you're not putting as much force in, doesn't mean you can't row with a easy technique. 2 more strokes. One more. And we're back to power at 20. Power. Now's a good time to look at your speed display. See if you're dropping off at all, which I'm not. 138 still. One more. And back to easy. It's a good thing about power 20s, or power 20 strokes a minute more like, is that they are replicable from interval to interval. As long as you're holding 20 strokes a minute, you can compare it accurately to the last one. 3 strokes, 2 strokes, 1 stroke, and let's get that stroke rate up again. Let's go. Whereas on these ones, if your stroke rate starts to drop because of fatigue, it's not quite as clear from a comparison. You might just be going slower, but it could be muscles and stroke rate. Take it easy. Because the thing is, when you're trying to row fast, say like a 2K time trial, what you're looking to do is exhaust cardio, the high rate stuff, and muscles over the course of that 2K time trial. Whew, 2 more strokes. 1 more. Let's go back into that low rate power. And so that's what we're working on today. Whether you're interested in a time trial or not, it's still important that you have both power and cardio and high rate stuff in your kit bag. Okay? Nice and easy. Because you can be really strong but not fit. Or you can be really fit but not be able to put the power in. As a lightweight, or kind of lightweight, that's my issue, whereas I don't have a whole bunch of muscles for power. So I have to keep what power I have flowing through the whole row. 1 more stroke, and we're back into high stroke rate. And that handle away should trigger your forwards tilt over your hips so that the handle is past your knees and you're already tilted forwards before your knees bend. Last one. Let's take it easy. 16 minutes gone. 2 more of each, and then we're all done. Whew. I told you it'd go quick. Here's a great one. breaking this down to 30-second chunks. It's a fantastic mind trick. Okay, 2 strokes. 1 more, and we're going to go back to power. Low rate power. Here we go. 10 strokes. Because you're always looking forwards to the next 30 seconds easy, and then not looking forwards to the next 30 seconds hard. Last one. Take it easy. And that makes time fly. Although time does tend to stretch when you're looking forward to something, as opposed to not looking forward to something. But then what happens, say you had a dentist appointment on your birthday. You're looking forward to one, not looking forward to the other. Tear the time continuum apart. 1 more. We're back up to high rate. Here we go. Let the handle guide you. I'm still at 31 strokes a minute, and I'm at 1:32 pace. So I'm trying to squeeze more out now that I know we've only got 2 more of these left. 1 more. So we're in the last set of 2 now. 1 more low rate power, and then 1 more high rate. Hopefully, if you are doing the 0 to hero, this has been an on-point workout. Let's take 1 more, and then power. Low rate power. Because the next time we do this, it will be slightly longer. And then it'll crop up again, slightly longer still. 1 more. And back to easy for the last time. Because in a plan like this, it is a good idea to have similar rows peppered throughout so that you can mark your progress. Like say this has been really hard, but next time it's 24 minutes long and you manage it, then it shows your progress. 1 more here, and our final big sprint. So try and go as fast as you can, but remain controlled. Use the handle to guide your stroke rate and remain controlled throughout. 34 strokes a minute, 1:30 pace. 2 more. 1 more. Ah, that was bang on 20. Right, just carry on moving. Don't worry about technique for 30 seconds or so. Just catch your breath, but make sure you're still pumping a bit. You can see I'm hardly putting any power in, but I'm still moving my body. And now we can just tighten things up, get into the right angles. You don't have to worry about power, but get that forwards tilt, straight arms, and then connect, hold that position for as long as you can, then swing, then pull. And just do this while I say goodbye. Remember, I do have a standalone cool down up here with stretching afterwards if you want to do that, after what was quite an intense workout. But even though it was only 20 minutes long, you'll have not only built your power, built your stroke rate and speed, you'll also have built your mental stamina, getting through a workout like that, 20 minutes in and going, I managed that. So like I say, when it does pop up again at probably around about 24 minutes long, then you'll be like, that's all right, I can manage an extra 2 more of them. I'm sure you probably could now anyway, but having done it once, you've now learnt from it and you'll know how to address it next time when you're rowing it, how hard to hit it to make sure you get that maximum effort workout, but still able to make it just to the end. Right, I'm done with my cool down. You can of course keep on going, just while I say goodbye, but I'll be quick. So thank you so much for doing this one. I really appreciate it. It was a great row, 20 minutes of fun, one that you can come back to if you're like kind of, I don't want to have to think about what I'm doing, and just these 30-second change-ups, they work perfectly, okay? It's like it's a really good mental workout. And I know I keep on pushing the low rate long rows because they're so good for you, but sometimes, as much as you can go, I understand they're good for me, sometimes a row like that is a bit more stimulating. You're like, oh yeah, I felt like I worked hard today. So that, in fact, can be today's hashtag, work hard today, okay? Because that's all that matters, is just today, work hard. Don't worry about tomorrow, don't worry about yesterday, just work hard today. Whether that work hard is going 30 minutes for 20 strokes a minute, or whether it's doing a row like that, it's all the same hard, okay? Because it's just as hard to be kind of mentally strong enough to do the long, slow ones. Because that one takes care of itself, doesn't it? You just go fast and go, oh, I'm all done. Whereas the long, slow ones, you kind of need to make sure that you're concentrating to get it right, working on technique and stuff. So it's always hard work, but no matter what, sorry, there's T's in that word, isn't there? No matter what, it should always be enjoyable work. You should always want to sit down and say, yes, I'm getting to row today. That's the most important part, okay? Right, thanks once again for being part of this with me. I'll hopefully see you in a future video. Let me know how you got on with this one. Remember and leave that hashtag, and I will see you in a future video. Until then, row well, be well. Bye-bye.